All right. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone. We are here live again with our regular US mock interview for for student visas. And I want to state again, I am not representing anyone from the United States Embassy. This is my own personal opinions based on my own experiences and some of the experiences of others who have shared with me, and that's why I'm doing this. And I believe my resources will be able to guide anyone applying or intending to apply for visas, particularly F1 visas. My resources are always available. Please subscribe, share, and like these videos. And if you like what I'm doing here, please recommend others to it, to watch, to share, and to like, and to subscribe. Please. I have a caller here already online, and I want to begin with this caller. Hello, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Just for your information, this mock interview is recorded live. Are you comfortable with that? Before we go ahead, your personal
Yes, sir. That's fine, sir.
all right. Your personal information will not be part of this interview. Just the regular questions. And I want to also clarify that the questions I'm asking here are not specifically or may not specifically represent the questions that may be asked, you may be asked at the embassy, but a reflection of a summary of what might come forth. So it may come this way or it may come in any way, but my business is just to guide your ideological wavelength as you go for your interview. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Where are you traveling to?
I'm traveling to University of Washington, D.C.
Have you traveled out of the country before?
No,
Is this your first visa application?
no,
Okay, so you've been denied visa before.
yes. But that was in 2021.
When? 2021. What's
Yes.
for what visa status?
J1 visa.
Okay, B1, B2. Okay, so which?
J1, J1, J1.
Okay, J1. What was the
Yes.
reason why you were denied?
So I didn't get it.
Why were you denied? I said, why were you denied visa?
Okay, the program was an MOU and memorandum of understanding between my university and the FAMU University in USA at that time.
Okay, so it was not, basically from your end.
Yes, yes, it was. It was an exchange program. It was an exchange program. So
Okay,
it wasn't for my own.
all right. So I'm asking you this not because it's related to this. I know that these are two different visa categories, so they are not linked. But I just want to just go through that background to see what might be the reason. But there are two different visa categories. So I want to begin with yours because this is F1, F2. So why did you choose this course?
I chose this course for 3 major reasons. Firstly, I majored in electrical and electronics engineering during my first degree. Secondly, I'm currently involved in a research project on the development of smart meters that monitors the energy consumption of consumers. And the findings from the research have dedicated research funds in the electricity supply in Nigeria. So this program, this course will provide adequate knowledge and experience in order to collaborate with power generating companies in Nigeria to integrate sustainable technology to
many bullet points did you use? 3. All right. So I'm happy that you use bullet points. So I'm very happy with that. And I'm also happy that you connected it to something you're doing currently, which has to do with something that you studied back. And then did you by any chance connect it with the reason why you want to go and do this course?
Yes.
Okay. Because they are looking for your history past, what you studied, history present, what you're doing, and history future. Like, you have to integrate that. So I want to just commend you for mentioning that. And with the practical sense of what you're doing currently, brings it down to earth what your VOs are expecting. So you didn't come to say, okay, using a blanket statement, okay, I have something I'm doing right now or something I plan to do in the future. No, but you broke it down. So if there are other better ways, you can also, analyze that in short and simple sentences. That is always welcome. But so far, you nailed it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just want to commend you for that. Then, why did you choose this school?
Okay. I chose this school for 3 reasons. Firstly, I was referred by a good friend who recently completed the same program in the school and is back in Nigeria working at Lagos Electricity Distribution Company. Secondly, the school offers a specialization in power systems and renewable energy. And thirdly, the department has collaboration with local partners that allow students to carry out internships which exposes them to relevant industrial experiences and research.
Sorry, I was a little bit distracted. If you don't mind,
Okay. Okay,
can you take that again? I was a little bit distracted. Why did you choose the school?
I chose this school for 3 reasons. Firstly, I was referred by a friend who recently completed the same program in the school and is currently back in Nigeria working at Lagos Electricity Distribution Company. Secondly, the department offers the specialization in power systems and renewable energy technology. Thirdly, the
No,
department
yeah,
has
hold on. Mention that second one.
Okay, the school offers a specialization in power systems and renewable energy.
Yeah, but don't just stop there. Now, connect that power systems
Okay.
and renewable energy to something that you are doing in Nigeria or something that you are doing already that you want to enhance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So don't forget that. Connect that thing that they are doing with you, what you are doing already. That this thing that they are doing will help you to become better. All right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Then yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay. Then the last I was about to mention the third point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was about to mention the third point.
Yeah. Go on. I'm listening.
Okay, and the last point is that the department has collaboration with local companies that allow students to carry out internships, which exposes them to relevant industrial experiences.
It didn't connect to you.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Can you connect it to yourself?
Okay. So the department has collaborations with local companies that would allow me to carry out internships, which will expose me to relevant industrial experiences in renewable energy systems.
carries out internships, how is this internship going to help you? You know, the department carries out internships, which is also an upgrade of my learning process to be able to practice what I've learned. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it makes more sense, like saying, how do I say it now? It makes more sense, like saying, this is a way for you to like practice what you've learned from this school. They are not just training you and letting you go out, but they are giving you also an opportunity to go and practice what you've been taught.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But when you mention that, also connect something particular or unique to you too. Don't just say, okay, they have this. They have an internship program that allows a student, no, but they have an internship program that will give me a further opportunity to practice what I'm I've been taught, as well as to execute my own research projects. Like make it personal. Research projects which you are also developing for Nigeria. Just make it personal and tag it to something in Nigeria that you want to do. All right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then do you have a scholarship?
No, I don't.
Okay. And who is funding your
My parents.
hmm?
My parents.
Okay. And they may want to know what your parents are doing. All right.
Okay.
You don't have to mention that here. They may want to know what they're doing. Make sure you have all the documentation to show what your parents are doing and why you intentionally want them to sponsor you. Then, are you married? Do you have kids?
No.
Okay. All right. So far, so good. Your interview went well, and I would say to you, congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. All right. I have another caller on the line. If you're here, yes, Olufemi, yes, you can go ahead and talk.
Okay. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So I realize that so many people can't join through that WhatsApp because it keeps people pending. So I decided to just send in this but I just want to let you know, if you are joining me here, I'm recording this conversation live. Your personal information will not be part of this, but just for you to know that you are free to decline. You are free to just listen and participate, but you don't have to join, right?
Oh, thank you.
All right, so I will not ask you anything personal about you. So just for you to know that you are free to join. So while you are here, you can also go online and please check the quality of the video and see how it's working. I can't be here and be here. So you're all welcome here.
Thank you.
All right. Another thing I wanted to say is, what is it again? Hold on a second. All right. So yeah, you were raising your hand. Do you want to go first?
Yes, I want to go first, please.
Okay. All right. So is this your first visa interview?
Yes, this is my first interview.
And so this conversation will be live streamed, and it will be live streamed on the YouTube. Your personal information will not be part of it. You have a right to say no, you don't want to continue, but it's just for educational purposes if you want to continue. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Thank you.
All right. So where are you traveling to?
I'm trying to West University in Kansas.
Emporia.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that's by the way. So I'll just continue.
So let me know what was it, please.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends there. So I just spoke with some friends there. So yeah, but I'm not in Kansas, but Emporia is a wonderful school. So so what are you going there to do?
I'm going to study business, master in business administration.
All right, and why did you choose this course?
I chose master in business administration because of 3 main reasons. First of all, I'm not going to find myself for the master program. I work in the bank, and as a financial advisor, I have the knowledge of it.
Your voice is breaking. It looks like you moved a little bit, so the thing twisted. You wanna? Okay.
I choose to study business in master. I used to study master in business administration because of 3 reasons. I got qualified as a funded master program. I work in the bank and I'm a financial advisor. As a financial advisor, I need the knowledge of business to tell my customers on the kind of business you should invest in, where they should put their money in. And lastly, this program, this master program, qualified me for a role of a senior manager here in my bank in Nigeria. So that's why I'm studying the course.
I always tell people, okay, education is meant to provide solution or to solve a problem and not for promotional purposes. Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Education is meant to provide solution or to solve a problem and not for education and not for promotional purposes or for status or for more increase to your bank account. So this is the concept many of us from Nigeria think, and that's why you have, if you see some of our civil servants, they will tell you, I have a promotional exam. But that's not what it should be. It should be a career advancement course or career advancement program. But they call it promotional exam because it's all about the money. It's all about the status. But they are not making it look like it's about advancing your knowledge, advancing your experience. So please, that particular one you mentioned, you mentioned it here. You remember when you mentioned give you an opportunity to get into a bigger office or a bigger portfolio. Please don't mention that. If you have to mention it in a way that it favors you. What do I mean? Mention. Yeah.
Yesterday I watched you did yesterday, the YouTube, and again the interview, it says for an MBA, master in evaluation, and you collected that on this slide too. So that's why I came up with this my own personal transcript. You collected on this slide that what they imagine is that it will qualify that you with a master program qualify for a position that is allowed.
Yes. So that's what I'm coming. Hold on.
I had the last line.
Hold on.
Right.
You going for you're right. So that's what I'm trying to explain. When you mention going for a higher status, mention it in a way that it favors you. How do I mean? In a way that you are going into that office to make decision as a policymaker, as a decision. So when you say, and this master's degree will qualify me to take the position as a branch manager, and in that position, I'll be making decision policy about rules of operations, about, do you understand what I'm saying? Don't just stop there.
Okay. I should not stop there.
Don't just stop there. Don't just say it will qualify me to get a new post as a general manager. No, talk about the roles of that general manager, because that's what your VO is looking for. They want you to be in a position to make policies, in a position to change modus operandi, modus vivendi, and everything, like rules of engagement, rules of operations. They want you to be there where you are making decisions. So you have to mention the role that office that you got the promotion is all about. Is this helping?
Yes, it is.
Okay. You don't have to write. You just go back to the video and watch it again. That's a streamed live, so that's the advantage. So you can take your note, but go back to this video at the end. Go back on the 21st minute. You see our conversation. So this is why I'm always saying that, and I appreciate the fact that you called my attention to what I said. It means that you've been listening. So yeah, so it means that you've been listening and you've been watching it. So when you go back, listen to what I said, don't just stop at status. Go beyond that. What is that general manager? What is that position giving you? What decisions are you going to make? All right. So then you talked about choosing a school. Did you mention did you give yourself credit?
I didn't get it, sir.
I asked you, why did you choose a school? Did you give yourself credit?
Really ask me why did I choose this program?
Pardon?
Really ask me why did I choose this program?
What did I ask you?
You said why business? Why master and business administration?
Yes, and that was it. That was the first one. So okay, I've not asked you the second one.
No, you've not asked me the second one.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to ask you the second one. So why did you choose this school?
I chose this school mainly for two reasons. First of all, it was recommended by top management in my organization in Nigeria. Secondly, Emporia is a business environment. It's the most foreign trade space zone for the nation. It also has the Reserve Bank of Kansas City. Now, we need to space such an environment will enlighten me and give me a better understanding about business and environment.
Hello.
And lastly,
Hello, brother.
Sir.
I don't want you to go that route. I'll be in Kansas in today is what, 17th. I'll be there next week. Emporia is not as you present it now. It's not a bad place. There's no bad city in America, but don't present it to someone you don't know who your VO is, right? And you start talking about this place like it's all about everything. So it's just like picking one community college and you present it like it's a Harvard institution. When your VO listens to you already, they know. And if they don't have the information, while you're talking, they'll be typing to Google and check the rating of that school. So if you're able to talk about the school and you give it so much hype that your VO will just figure out, man, it's not even up to what you're saying, then that's not a good sign. So in summary, what I'm trying to say is, instead of hyping this school, hype yourself. Because you've not been to this school. So had it been you've been to this school, you can talk more about this school. But you've not been to this school. So talk about yourself. So that's why I'm going back to celebrate yourself. First of all, talk about this school in a way that talk about a reference. When you are looking for a school, there must have been people who have been to this school or who encourage you about this school. Talk about them. You chose this school because it was highly recommended by someone who has been to that school, who knew this school very well, and so much talked about it. Or you talk about it in a sense that You have a colleague who has been, you may have met someone who has been to this school. You enjoy the way they work. You enjoy the way, his performances at work. He's highly rated. That's why you chose this school. Secondly, you are going with a fully funded program. Like, you are not putting your dime. Give yourself credit for that academic excellence. So based on your excellent academic records, based on my excellent academic records, I was awarded a scholarship to the tune of blah blah, which covers the entire tuition, entire payment for my program. That is a credit you need to give yourself, because your VO needs to know that this guy is also smart. Okay? America wants the best. So this guy is also smart. Give yourself that credit for being accepted. So the school is giving you a privilege to celebrate yourself. So appreciate the school as well by saying, they gave you this based on your merit, because the school is a merit-based. So you are celebrating yourself as well as celebrating your school. Then the third one, you can talk about a program as a banker. There are always financial problems, business problems. You can't talk about business without banking industry. Then talk about the problems surrounding banking industry in the department where you are. Then talk about a program that you feel you are working on, a research you are doing that you feel that this school will help you to solve, will help you to bring a solution. This is what they are looking for. Go down to earth. Don't say, I am working on a research. No, that's not what they want to hear. Talk about this research in a business language. In a business language. Lecture your VO.
Okay.
But no long talks. Make it short and simple, because you have picked windows. You are using a window, bullet points. So those bullet points, don't violate those rules. Some people use bullet points and then they will start making long statements, and they use and also. Don't do that. If you violate it, you lose that focus that you've been given free of charge. All right?
Yes.
Is this making any sense for you?
Yes, a lot. Yes.
All right.
Sense. Thank you.
All right. So we go to the next one. Why? Okay, who will be funding your program? I know it's fully funded.
It's fully funded.
Period.
Yes.
And are you married? Do you have kids?
No, I'm not. No, I don't.
Okay. Then so far, so good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So I want to comment on your boldness. You don't look tensed up. So I want to comment on that, because your first 90 to 120 seconds of your conversation is where gives your VO an opportunity to either access you or not. Like, you make a first impression at those periods. All right. So just feel free to continue in that way, like the way you just started. That boldness is good, that confidence, but make the interview conversational.
All right.
All right. You're welcome.
Please, one more thing, please.
Yeah.
Yesterday, the video of the lady with them yesterday, she asked you a question. She said, using points, can you put the video like, I took this because 2 reasons, like, as short as 2 reasons is it allowed? And you said you told her yes. Now, this is my own where I'm stuck. My question is, why this school? And you made mention of the 3 things. First of all, the reference. Secondly, the fully funded program. The idea I should place myself at the school. And thirdly, this is I'm working on. Now, can I go there with why this school? I choose this school because of 2 main reasons. The reference, but I'm talking well about the reference. I recommended and the way person work. Yes, I got that. And the fully funded, is it allowed? Like, if I can elaborate on these 2 points, does it make sense?
Yeah. The reason why I recommend reference is reference serves like a paragraph for you. Can you write an essay without a paragraph?
No.
So it doesn't matter. Even if it's one paragraph, it still gives the reader a windows to read through your comments, to read through your work. So that's what it does. It doesn't matter. I will encourage you, to choose to use Windows, because I've had people who went there and they said, the moment the VO asked me a question and I said I chose this course for 2 reasons, the VO was like, okay, they have them glued, their eyes, their attention glued on them. That's all. That's what it does for you. Okay, when you say, okay, I chose this course for 3 reasons, the VO just focused on this person and was like, okay, I'm listening, give me those 2 reasons. So long as you maintain that privilege. But if you say I chose this course for 3 reasons, then you start and you make it long, they'll just get tired because you abused it. So I recommend it so that you use it to sustain the attention of your VO. Period. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope this helps, and thank you for coming by. Thank you for calling in. Please like the video, share, and subscribe. All right. Charles, you raised your hand, and Dora, you raised your hand.
Hey, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, I hope you don't mind if I can make a response before we can go into it. I hope you don't mind.
You want to interview?
No. Yes, I want to interview, but I'd love to make a suggestion just before we start. Just for a few seconds.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, first of all, I want to thank you for being on this forum. I like it. Thank you so much. I was waiting on the link for a very long time. I was like on the group for a very long time to get the link. So I want to suggest that if it's possible, you could put the Google Meet link on probably the bio or something, somewhere where the YouTube link is, so that people could just possibly just go there and just wait.
Thank you.
Like that.
Thank you.
With a specific instructor. Yeah.
Thank you. I am still like somebody. Okay, let me give you history all about this, how I started this. I had like 2 friends that when they were preparing for visa interview, and I did, was like, let's do it this way. So after doing it, they went and told their other friends. They got their visas. They went and told their other friends, and they were like, okay, let's do it. And we did it. I helped them, and they got their visas too. So they kept moving that way. So one was like, why don't you just create a WhatsApp group? Let's just do it, let people be there, and then so I can be sharing this instruction. So I created a WhatsApp group, and people started coming in. From there, I used to tell people, I don't know old members who are still here. I used to tell people, please record this conversation. You are free to record it so they can go back and listen to it. So people were recording, but sometimes when they record, they don't have access to it. Sometimes, something happens and they lose it. They'll be like, I don't have it again. Let me repeat what you said. I said, repeating this thing takes a lot of energy. I just came back from work. I just took off my jacket. I sat down here. I'm going to be here for the next 2-3 hours. So it takes a lot of energy from me. So another person was like, one evening called me and was like, why don't you just create a YouTube account for this, so that when you do this thing, the recordings will be there. Anybody who, whoever you interviews can go back to this YouTube and listen to themselves. So you don't need me, you don't need to see me again. Just go back to the YouTube. It's a matter of the date we had the interview and the timing. Just go back and go back. So this is how this whole thing started. And as amateur as I am, I created the YouTube. I'm still like upgrading, and now you made this suggestion. So I really, really thank you for bringing it up.
Okay, so what you're doing is amazing. Believe me, it's amazing. I didn't know about this. Somebody told me about it, so I had to just go on YouTube searching for it. I said I had to go on Google searching for it, and then somebody sent me a message and then sent me this link. So we just, now that we're here, let's make it better. So
please, I need. Thank you. I need people like you who can recommend, suggest whatever. I'm open to suggestions. The only thing is criticism also makes me stronger too. So, but suggestions, constructive suggestions are very, very welcome, because nobody knows it all. And also on your own part, if you also have ideas about how I can also make things better, please I don't mind investing into it. The reason why I'm saying this is,
you don't need to I'll reach out to you via DM, and then I'll just
Please, you have my WhatsApp, right?
Yes. I have
Good.
WhatsApp.
Please just reach out to me. I'm ready to just invest, however I could. I know what I went through. The 7 times I went through this. One emotional trauma after visa denial can set you shut down. I don't want Nigerians to go through that. With what is going on, I've seen people go through that. That's why I'm just volunteering free of charge. I'll just do this. I want people, when they go for their interviews, I'm not giving people what to say, but at least to give you an ideological wavelength on what you need to just, what your interviewers are looking for, and how you should answer the question, and what they mean when they say certain things. It's not all comprehensive, but at least something to get from it. And I've had a success rate. I'm not saying it to impress anybody. I've had, like, if I interviewed 10 people, at least 8 gets their visa.
Wow.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, then let's get on it then.
All right. Thank you very much. So if you're ready, let's go.
Okay.
All right.
I'm ready.
Okay. So have you traveled out of the country before?
Oh yes, I've traveled out of the country before. I did my first degree in Middlesex University in London, and I had a first class, and that was like, I think, 7 years ago.
Okay. Now, the reason why I ask this is you already have a background. So your visa interview is 50. You just have 50. How do I say that? You just have 50% mark crossed. So the reason is, yes. So when they ask you about if you've traveled before, they're laying down a pattern. A pattern meaning, okay, you've been to overseas and you studied overseas and you came back. That's a credit for you because you were policies there, you didn't commit any crime. So yes, I can give them. The second one would be your ability to present your case. What is it you want to study? And why did you want to study this? That is the second point. So your ability to defend yourself in this area will give you the rest of it. So there's a higher consideration. Another way also that your VOs lay patterns is also if you have a parent who has sponsored a sibling before, and that sibling went out, studied, respected the visa policies, and came back, that is also a credit. And they usually do it because of some countries have strict visa policies, like UK, Canada, Australia, all those countries that have strict visa policies. They consider them as A country, B country. But if you say you went to Benin Republic, you can just enter Lagos. Those ones may not count. So 50% of your case is just on ground. So the rest is so what are you going to the? Okay, let me start. Where are you traveling to?
Okay, I'm traveling to Illinois Institute of Technology for my master's degree.
Okay, so I usually encourage people when they ask you where are you traveling to, just don't give too much information. Just make it short and simple. Where are you traveling to? What they want is the name of your school and the location of your school, period. If your VO needs more information, they will ask you. But do not lead in the question, lead in the argument, lead in the answer. So if they need more information, they will ask you. But there are exceptions to this, which I will mention later. There are exceptions to this when you have to cover up. For instance, if they ask you who is sponsoring you, if you say my father, at that moment you can also say, yes, he's also my father also sponsored my elder brother who's schooled in the UK and he's back here in the country. So you are just trying to help your VO to lay a pattern, which your VO doesn't have. It doesn't have the information. So at that moment, I usually encourage people to mention that you've had a family member who has traveled overseas and came back. So it's up to the VO to make the decision to say, okay, if you have a brother who traveled, I can also trust that you travel and come back. Okay. It's common to assess people that way. If you have someone who is a bad person, the chances are that you are bad. If you have someone who is a good person, the chances are that you are good. And mostly, if you have family members, if you have a brother who did something nice, the chances are higher that I believe that you do something nice. So those are benefit of doubt that your VOs are most likely to accord you. So yeah, so I'll ask, where are you traveling to?
Okay, Illinois Institute of Technology in Chicago.
Good. And what are you going there to do?
I'm going to study for my master's degree in information technology and management.
Okay, then what is so special about this program, or why did you choose this program?
Okay, I chose this program because I'm a co-founder in a tech company, and with my experience, this course itself relates to my career goals, and it will help me to build better products for my company and also for my country.
Good. Now, you see, you made a blanket statement. It's good that you highlighted it. So when you make a comment like you're a co-founder in a tech company, please break it down, because that's an information you just dropped. So any information that you know you are not going to deconstruct, any information that you know that you are not going to break it down, don't just bring it up, because they may just pick on that and start asking you. For instance, when you say you traveled to the UK to study, they may want to begin from there. What did you go to study? How long were you there? What did you study? What did you make? Right? So they may come to that point. So I asked you a question. What did you study in your first degree?
I studied information technology and business information systems.
Good. And then your master's in UK, what did you study?
I didn't study my master's in the UK. I did my first degree in the UK.
Oh,
in information technology and business information systems.
Oh, thank you for correcting me. Thank you. So what they want to know is they want to get the background of what you measured, how long your program was in the UK. Now, having done that, it gives you an advantage when you say, when they ask you why did you choose this course? You chose this course because you measured in this area. You measured in this area. You mentioned the area. You measured in this area. What is your master's for?
My master's is for information technology and management.
Information technology, and you know the link between this information technology and management. So I chose this course because I majored in this area in my first degree, and having been working in this area, or you mentioned as you have you are an owner of a tech company, right? As you mentioned. Having founded a tech company and having been working in this area for the past so years, I feel limited in my knowledge or experience to continue to serve and service my clients. Hence the reason why I am upgrading my knowledge with this. Hence the reason why I want to upgrade my knowledge or my experience in this program. Secondly, you talk about a problem or a challenge you're having. The ICT world in your organization is having currently. As a CEO, there are challenges you're having. Talk about it in a practical sense. Don't hide it. Tell your VO that I have this particular problem in my organization, and this problem has affected my customers, and in fact affected your quarter one, quarter two, blah blah blah. For the same reason, that is the reason why you are choosing this course, because you saw that this school is offering you a solution to your problem, to come and solve the problem in your company. This is what they are looking for. Break it down.
Okay.
Right?
My fear was that I didn't want to go into all that details because I felt, it won't make sense if I start talking into details. Like you said, I should limit the question. I should limit the answers I give. I shouldn't talk too much, just try to encapsulate everything. Like I said, if they want more questions, they will ask.
If they need more questions, they will ask. But there are times that you need to shoot. I always encourage people, give out your juicy point first. If a juicy point is meant to support your case, bring it out. For instance, somebody asked you, why did you choose this course? Let me also rephrase to everybody listening to me. when your VO asks you that question, that is an answer, a summary of the reason why you are there. You can use that question. That question is called, you can use a blocker. A blocker means, a logical blocker means you use that question to answer every question. One, you mention your history past, your history present, and your history future. Your history past means how you got that program, how you came about this program. Your history present means what you are doing. What are you doing? How does what you're doing right now connect with what you did in the past and what you want to do in the future? And your history future means this course you are going to do, how does it connect to what you plan for your future? Which is your future? So when I said you are studying this course because you wanted to upgrade your experience to be able to serve and service your clients, you've already talked about, you indirectly said to your VO, I'm coming back to Nigeria, without saying it. So I usually encourage people to use those comments, those arguments, yes, because it will help you to block your plan with this kind of response. They won't ask you what is your long-term goal, what is your long-term plan, what do you intend to do after school. No VO will possibly ask you that because you've already said it many times.
Okay.
So these are just my suggestions. You don't have to take it, but it's just a suggestion. So when they give you that opportunity, why did you choose this course? Use it. Talk about your history with that course. Talk about what you're doing currently and how this whole situation, something made you make this decision. Education for the Western world is to provide solution and to solve a problem. It's not like we see it to get promotion, to get status. Oh, I have a master's degree in engineering. No. As an engineer who has a master's degree, to whom much is given, much is expected, is meant to solve a problem or to provide a solution. So that's why what they are looking for from you. Secondly, visa interviews are not for intelligent people. Those who pass visa interviews are smart people. So being intelligent is not enough to pass visa interview. You have to be smart. Know what your VO is asking, know what they mean, and understand the question. If you don't understand it, excuse me, can you repeat what you said? Don't just start talking. Oh, yeah, you can. You can. They are body language experts. So when you're talking, they're also listening, they are thinking, they are putting everything together. Sometimes you might be talking there, they are looking at your eyes, and you see yourself that you are betraying yourself. When you're saying the truth, you don't need to keep talking too much. That's why I encourage people, make it conversational. When you go there, make it don't make it don't go defensive. Make it conversational, because when you go defensive, you're desperate. Even if you're desperate, don't show it. And when you're talking, use your hand, gesticulate, and by doing that, it helps you to reduce the tension. Sometimes they are not there to check on whether you are being honest or lying. But please do not go there to lie. But they are not there to check whether you are honest or lying. They are there to verify the truth of your statements in correspondence with what you have, the evidence you have in paper, what you filled up, and what you supplied. So you may have all the truth. Oh yeah, your father is this. That's why you see people will be like, oh, this guy is going to get this visa. You go there and you're not able to convince this visa officer because your truth does not correspond with the reality, with the responses you're giving. So let me not go too far, because I also have other people who are waiting also. And somebody is calling me on WhatsApp. Please, the person calling me on WhatsApp, okay, let me conclude with you, and then I'll get back to him. So I asked you, why did you choose this course? So the next question might come, why did you choose this school?
Okay, I chose this school because I was very particular about getting into the University of Technology. So out of the 3 universities of technology I chose, which was Caltech, Georgia Tech, and Illinois Tech, this very school gave me a $12,000 scholarship plus the support letter that I should present it to the the embassy, and also that and they convinced me and they swayed my decision.
And they did what?
And they convinced me and swayed my decision. They convinced me to choose them.
Okay, so
and then that's swayed my decision. Yeah.
Okay, and how did you get in touch with them? Were you referred by anyone? Were you recommended?
I got this based off of my own personal research because I was very particular about getting into a university of technology. Okay, good. Now, your own case is different. I appreciate the way you presented it. You have a case one-on-one with, you have a situation with this particular school, and they were able to, convince you. Yeah, schools here are looking for candidates. Unfortunately, yes, they want candidates because you have to continue to be able to function, and in the rating too, every school wants a student. So convincing you is good. So that is also a good argument. Usually, I encourage people to use references if you have someone who recommended you, because there's a pattern to that. If you have someone who has been to this school and recommended you to this school, it simply means, if this person has been to this school and went back to Nigeria, simply means that you are also going to do the same. And references also build a pattern that if this person respected the visa rules and went back home, then you still do the same thing. So that's another way to look at it. Secondly, I also encourage people to talk about themselves. If you talk about all these visa interviews, talk about everything you talk about, and you didn't give credit to yourself, you've not done yourself some good service. So what I mean by that is, when they ask you why did you choose this school, I chose this school because I chose this school for 2 reasons or 3 reasons. Second, you mentioned the first one already. The second one is, based on my excellent academic records, you had first class, right? Oh, yes.
Good. So based on your excellent academic records, you were awarded a scholarship to the tune of this by this school. Yeah. So that is a credit to yourself. And also, when they ask you why did you choose this course, please don't forget to celebrate yourself. I had first class in this. The VO wants to know that you're also intelligent, because no VO wants to stop somebody who is smart. No VO wants to do that. They always want to encourage you academically. They want to support you. They are there for you. So when they ask you why did you choose this course, I chose this course because I had first class in my first degree, which was the reason why I opened this company, blah, blah, blah. Talk about your history with that course. So, which is leading to why you were awarded a scholarship. Don't throw that experience away. So you had first class, and you've been practicing in this area for some time, and your knowledge is limited. Now you want to upgrade yourself. It's normal. It's convincing. If you tell me that, I will be convinced to give you a visa because you have a pattern already, and you have been able to convince me. All right. So don't forget it. Then the third one, you can mention something that this school has that is very unique to you, that will help you solve a problem in your establishment. Talk about something a problem that this school has. Talk about it in a practical sense. Like, bring up a problem in your office that you are dealing with, or a problem Nigeria is having, that maybe a policy or something that needs to be done, and your office is grappling with this situation. Talk about it and help you to provide as a solution that this school will help you to provide, or that this school will help you to solve. Present it that way, like you know how we do in school. You come, they ask you to make a presentation, but in a very succinct manner, very short and simple. Summarize it in a way that it does not become so cumbersome to your VO. Bring up a problem from your office. Say, I'm having this problem in my office, and for some time, this has really challenged me and my customers. And I've tried so much to find a way to resolve it, and it's not getting on. But now I feel, okay, I realize that this problem can be solved with me upgrading my knowledge, or that this school is offering a program that will help me to solve this problem permanently. That's a reason why somebody could choose a school. You have a problem, you have a solution, you are going to get a solution. Period. All right?
Somebody was telling me, I mean, because while I was trying to relate this with my friend, he was telling me, a co-founder of a tech company in Nigeria, why didn't you want to go to the US?
That what?
You can ask.
That you can do what? Hello? Your voice is breaking. Did I lose?
I mean, that cost me on away. So
No. I didn't hear what I didn't. Hold on. Hold on. I didn't hear you. So can you could you please repeat? I can hear you now. Can you repeat what you said? Hello?
Okay, I said a friend of mine was telling me, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, if you can't hear, okay. So a friend of mine was advising me that if I am a co-founder of a company in Nigeria, why do I need to travel to the US? And that's a loophole because I mean the legal my ask. Why don't I do the course online? Understand? Why do I want to leave my company and go to the US?
Okay. The reason why
I felt that.
Go ahead.
So I felt that was a loophole, and I felt I should also treat to you if you feel that's a valid point.
Now, do you need an answer to that?
Oh, yes.
The reason why I'm here is to guide your ideological wavelength. I am not here to give you what to say. I'm here to guide your logic, your answers, and direct you to answer your question. Now, that is even the more reason why you should travel.
Right.
Because you are a co-founder, so you have another person, and both of you cannot travel at the same time. So you are traveling while the other person stays behind. So when you come back, the other person will go. So the reason why you are traveling is to upgrade yourself, to upscale your knowledge, to be able to handle a problem. When you come back, your co-founder will travel. That's the reason. Both of you cannot travel at the same time. So you have to put your schedule down. That's why one is down, why one is handling the affairs of the organization, another one can be on a different place. And that's how you run organization. Both of you cannot just be at the same time, every now and then. One will probably be in New York, another person will be in China. So you are traveling because you have a spare. Had it been you are the only one, I could say, okay, let me worry about finding a reason how to answer that question. But for the fact that you have a co-founder, that co-founder is as equal as yourself. So you are traveling because you have someone who will be managing the organization while you are out.
Right.
Are you comfortable?
Exactly. Okay. That's good. Okay. Thank you so much.
So you're welcome. So they may.
Okay, I am. I've taken note of all the things you said, so I will go back and repeat it.
Yes. They may also want to know who is sponsoring your program, who is paying for the remaining deficit of your program.
Okay, so to answer that question, I'm sponsoring myself, from my savings, and also I'm using the loan company, to finance part of the expenses.
Okay, and I forgot to ask you, how long have you worked as an independent CEO? How long have you worked?
So I've worked as an independent CEO for 2 years, and I've worked as a contractor for different companies for a total of 3 years.
Okay.
Making me independent for like 5 years, total of 5 years.
Okay. So the reason why they ask that is to build a pattern. And when you say you work for 2 years, so they would try to put 1 and 2 together. And then they may want to know how much you make, how much your turnover, and your annual turnover. They may want to have access to that. And they may ask you, how much do you make, annually? And all that, you have to put that together, make sure that you have answers for that. And then this loan company, is it in the US or in Nigeria?
The loan company is in the US, Power Finance.
Okay, so I've heard of Empower Finance, and I'm sure a lot of people, must have heard about that too. So focus on yourself when they ask you about how you're sponsoring. Just stay in the way it is. Your personal savings and a loan, and then just leave it that way. Don't add, don't minus. If they need more questions, they will ask you. This is where I usually tell people, don't start explaining, because when you start explaining, why people don't like too much story, just drop it there. If they need more questions, they will ask you. If they don't, just leave it there. Your answers you may not even get to this point. The way I'm looking from drawing my conclusions about my pattern, building a pattern about you, if I'm an interviewer, if I'm your VO, I won't get to this point. So when I won't get to this point. So when you checked in and say you traveled out of the country before, you schooled overseas, you came back, for me, that's 50% off. Then you start telling me, what is this your program about? Your program is a STEM course. You know what STEM is, right?
Yes, I know science, technology,
engineering, and mathematics. So it's one of the highly demanded courses in the US. So all those are building patterns about you, and you sound convincing. You're not looking scared. You're not sounding scared. You are comfortable, and there's this confidence you have in your conversation. This is what I encourage everybody. When you walk to your interviewer, make it conversational. You've lived with white people before. You see the way they rate you when you engage them. Engage them like they're your friend. Don't make it look like there's something extraordinary about anybody. Keep all your fears away, because these are body language experts. Maintain good eye contact. Be smiley. Use your hands to gesticulate to help you reduce the tension, if at all, if it's going to come there. But so far, so good. And are you married? Do you have kids or dependents?
No, I'm not married yet. I don't have any kids yet.
Period. So you can either answer no and leave it at there, or I don't have. All right.
Okay.
So far, so good, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. If you have any question, just feel free to reach back to me anytime. And I'm going to do what you just suggested. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate your suggestion.
I will send you a DM. I will send you a DM, and I will walk you to solve anything.
Please. I will really, really appreciate that.
I will.
Please.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, sir.
All right, brother. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. So the next caller, are you ready? Okay, somebody's calling me from WhatsApp. Let me take this call. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, good evening. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Where are you traveling to?
I'm traveling to Essex College, located in Manchester.
What are you going there to do?
I'm going for a master's degree program in business administration.
And why did you choose this course? What is so special for you about this course?
I chose this course for 3 reasons. Firstly, I majored in urban planning in my first degree, and a degree in business administration will enable me to effect positive changes in business processes in order to carry out urban planning successfully, as I plan to start up a planning firm when I return back to Nigeria. Secondly, this degree will enable me to take up the position of administrative secretary at my current place of work, where I'll be making policy decisions and also lead the organization.
Please,
Thirdly, I'm
hold on.
working on a research which is the role of effective management in the development of real estate businesses. And I want to work with the lecturer in the department, who is a professor in management studies, on the use of online marketing platforms to streamline operations in order to improve efficiency.
When you talk about making these policies, please, can you break it down? Break that policies down, the policies you're going to be making. Remember, no blanket statement. All right. When you say where I'm going to be, I assume a position of this position where I'm going to be making policies. Can you find a way to factor in these policies that you'll be making? Your VO might be interested in knowing the policies you might be making, because that's a problem you are saying that you'll be making. Your VO might be interested in knowing the policies you might be making, because that's a problem you are solving. That's a solution you are bringing. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, don't forget that. So I'll go to the next question. Why did you choose this school?
I chose this school for two reasons. Firstly, this school was recommended to me by the director in my office, who is an alumni of the school. He spoke so well about the school and how practical and experimental they are. Secondly, the curriculum of business administration at Edith College aligns with the research area I want to explore, which is the use of effective management and the development of real estate business in Nigeria, and how to make use of online marketing platforms to improve efficiency in the real estate.
So, do you have a scholarship?
No, I don't.
Okay. So far, how do you feel about how do you feel? What is your confidence about this answer, about the answers you presented? How do you feel about it?
For this particular question,
Yes. How do you feel?
or every, are you asking about my confidence level or
Yes.
what I
Your
think about
confidence
myself?
level generally, and your confidence level about the response you gave to this question.
I think my confidence level is okay, and also my answer. If there's anything I can adjust, I think you can let me know.
Okay. No, I'm just here. The reason why I'm asking you is just for you to assess yourself. So far, I'm fine. I'm fine. All I'm looking for, I'm just trying to make sure that you are not just responding to my question, but giving me what I'm looking for. Like no blanket statement. You are straight to the point. You know what you're saying, and you are courageous about it. Your voice, your responses has improved. You noticed it, right?
Yes.
You noticed that your responses has improved. So that is, I just want to say this is just the best way to go about it. Then who is sponsoring your education?
My brother ended up sponsoring my education. He also sponsored two of my students for their masters in the UK.
Good. And I want everybody listening to me. Did you hear what she said? This is one of the occasions where you can overtalk. Overtalking means answering what you are not asked. If you have a sponsor who has sponsored somebody, please mention it when you are mentioning your own, because you have your VO to have a pattern, to know that you have a pattern already that is already in your family. Because it's believed that if you have someone who has sponsored Mr. A, the chances are higher that the sponsor is also capable of sponsoring Mr. B. And if you have a family member who was sponsoring Mr. B, and if you have a family member who was sponsored, the chances are higher that, okay, this person traveled and came back. I'm going to give you a chance to travel because I believe you'll come back. So these are patterns that your VOs can build in their head without you knowing it. So all these things are things you can mention. So thank you for mentioning it, okay? So I'm using it to just enlighten my listeners and viewers. And are you married? Do you have kids? Do you have dependents?
No, I'm not married and I don't have dependents.
Okay. So I should have asked this earlier, but it's not too late to ask. Have you traveled out of the country before?
Yes, I have.
Where? Where did you travel?
I've gone to the UAE, Kenya, Ghana, and Lebanon.
Okay. So when you mention this, UAE, Ghana, Lebanon, if I'm the one listening, I may ask you, what did you go to do in Lebanon?
If you want to add it to the answer,
I just asked you a question.
like,
You mentioned Lebanon.
oh,
So I'm asking you, what did you do
I
in
went,
Lebanon?
I traveled to all these countries for vacation.
Eh?
I traveled for vacation.
Okay. So these are just to make sure that they just to build a pattern to know exactly. Sometimes also for security reasons, that's why they ask, just to build all these things. So so far so good. Congratulations. I appreciate your confidence level. I don't see you speaking too fast this time around. So you're just, your pace is good. You're not tensed up, which is okay, which is wonderful. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
So
So concerning the places I've traveled to, am I supposed to add like the reason for my travel to my answer, or should we travel to after mentioning them? Should I add that? Okay, I traveled to Dubai, Kenya, Ghana, Lebanon. Should I add that I traveled to these places for vacation, or should wait for them to ask me what I want to do in those countries?
normally I would just wait, unless what you want to do there is connected to your program or will help your program. If it's not going to help it, please just answer as it is. Just say, I went to this place, just the way you answered me, and I asked you, what did you go there to do? Unless you went for something that, maybe you went for something that is connected to your program or that will help you, that will support your case, then you can mention it. David, I'm seeing your hand, I'm coming to you. So unless it will support your case, then you can do it. Right? You understand what I'm saying?
Okay. So
Yeah.
I shouldn't I shouldn't tell them the reason for travel
Yeah.
unless I'm asked.
Yes. Unless they ask you. The only exception to that would be if what you want to do there will support. Yeah, Miriam, I saw your hand. So unless the case will support your argument, but you went there for vacation, so it will not support your argument. So why do you need to mention it if you're not asked? So you have to wait until you're asked. Another point to that will be when you, how do I put it now? When you respond to issues like this, I'm just trying to backtrack. So when you respond to issues regarding your trips, most of the time what they want to know is either is it supporting your case, or you went there to do you went for vacation, or for security reasons they just want to know why you went there. So it doesn't support your case, there's no need. But you feel this, you must have filled it already on your DS-160, right?
Yes, I did.
Good. So if you have it on your DS-160, just the same way you answer it. But all these trips were done within the past 5 years.
Yes.
Good. So that's it qualifies for you to mention it in your DS-160. So I will encourage you to mention it the way it is if they ask you. But if they didn't ask you, just forget about it, because it doesn't support your case. All right?
Okay.
Yes. So you wait until they ask. And so far so good. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So David, I saw your hand first, and Mariam second.
Okay, good morning. I don't know what time it is there.
It's evening here. Good evening. Mariam, do you want to ask a question? Sorry, David, David, are you asking a question or are you going for interview?
I'm going for interview.
Okay. Mariam, is it also interview or question? Hello?
I said I have a question for the person that just finished interview.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So my question is, why would our sponsor and what is our study plan?
So the study plan, thank you for asking this question. So the study plan, this is what I encourage people to do.
No, I'm asking the person herself.
How do you mean you're asking her herself?
The person should answer the question. I want self.
How do you mean you're asking her herself?
The person should answer the question. I want to hear a response to the question.
Okay, let me put her back on online so she can respond to herself. Hello? Hello? Yeah. So someone has a question for you. I know you're not online, so they have a question for you. So they want you to answer this question, and if you're not able to answer it, let me know so I can address it. That's why I'm calling you back. Okay?
Okay.
So Mariam, can you repeat your question?
Okay, my first question is, why do your sponsor cover your tuition?
But were you listening when hold on, this was not what you asked before. You now asked another question. So were you here when she mentioned who was sponsoring her?
Yes, I was there when she answered.
And she mentioned that this
wasn't asked why the person sponsor her.
The question is, who is covering the deficit? Who is covering for your program? She said my uncle, and my uncle also sponsored my brother. Which I encourage people, when you have a pattern, when you have someone who has, if your sponsor has sponsored someone, a member of the family before, who has studied and come and returned, please, you are free to mention it, because that's a pattern you need to create before your VO. So if you say why is your sponsor sponsoring you, that's a good question. But the sponsor is sponsoring because this is a family member. So can you answer that? I'm not answering for you. Can you answer that question so that I can respond to it? Why is this person sponsoring you?
Okay, so my brother-in-law decided to sponsor me first.
Okay, yeah, my brother, your in-law, sorry. Go ahead.
During my birthday 2 years ago, when I graduated.
Okay, yeah, my brother, your in-law, sorry. Go ahead.
From university for my bachelor's degree, he promised to sponsor me for my master's, and now he's fulfilling that promise. And he's also sponsored for my elder children for their master's in the UK.
And this is your brother-in-law?
Yes.
All right. I'll take note of that question. Just hold on. I'm going to respond to it. I'm going to help you answer that question. Miriam, what is the second question?
Does your brother-in-law have any kids? Does he have any? Children?
Does your brother-in-law have children?
Okay, yes, he has a child. What is the child's age?
Yeah, what are their age?
Okay, his age 14 years. 14, okay. And what is your study plan? My study plan? Yes. Are you referring to study plan? Okay, on completion of my studies, I plan to return to Nigeria to reunite with my family, as I've lived with them all my life. And I'll also take up the position of administrative secretary at my current place of work, council solicitors, where I'll be making policy decisions for the organization and also making rules like I want to work on that part.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my challenge.
All right. Maria?
And also,
Pardon?
that's all
my question.
All right. So thank you. So Mariam, are you comfortable with what she responded? How she responded? So I have things to add.
Oh, no, I'm not comfortable with that response. That's the reason why I actually asked if she can answer this question.
Okay, so far, how do you feel so far?
Can I answer something?
Yeah, hold on. Mariam, respond, then after you.
So the reason why I have why your brother-in-law will sponsor you, and then if your brother-in-law has any kids, is because of your tuition. So why will your brother-in-law sponsor you? Your brother-in-law is definitely someone that came to your family to marry maybe your sister or your stepsister or anybody that is directly related to you. So you mentioned that he has been sponsoring you since your, I don't know whether you said undergraduate or your secondary school. So if your brother-in-law has been sponsoring you since secondary school, that means he has been your in-law since the time you were in secondary school. So why would you want to do that?
Okay.
He came to the family to just marry one person. So why is he responsible to cover it for another person?
All right, thank you.
And then on your study plan, your plan after your program. So your study plan is supposed to be, if you are, let's say you are an undergraduate, you are supposed to have 120 credits. You are supposed to have 120 credits to graduate from that program. And if it's for MS, then we are looking at maybe 28 minimum credits. Then it can be 30, 34. So when I ask, what's your study plan? I expect response that has to do with, I'm expected to complete so courses that has to do credits, blah, 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 like that. So it's basically just the curriculum, like your program, curriculum or overview, which you can get from your program website.
So hold on. You see, this is another confusion sometimes people create. When you ask about study plan, there are two different ways you can look at study plan, and most times these questions comes in when you are not able to establish the reason why you are picking your course. Sometimes let me begin from the first one. I happen to be privileged to know that my dad sponsored my two aunts. My dad sponsored them from secondary school to university. This is an African thing. It's not like Oyibo. I live in the US. It's not common here, but the VO understands that it's an African thing that uncles pick people. When you go into people's family to marry, you marry everybody in the family, even though you married their daughter. People, even sometimes those family members come to live with you, and when they live with you, they take off from your house to their school, that you take care of them. It's common. So I don't know where you are residing, or if you are Nigerian, but it's a Nigerian thing that people we live with, people who have lived with us, we take care of them. If I come to your house and marry your sister, and your brother is living with me, automatically my Nigerian sense tells me I'm responsible for your school, unless the dad says no, or unless he doesn't want it. But I feel it's my responsibility. Nobody puts it on me. So, and she also mentioned the pattern that this brother-in-law has sponsored other siblings before, which is he's not having any problems with that. So I don't see any problem with that, and the VOs understand that. The only thing is for you to be able to explain that, your ability to explain that in the context that it features very well that this is an African thing, it's not an American thing. So for me, I have no problems with that. Then the second one, when you talk about study plans usually comes up when you are not able to establish to your VO why you chose a school. That's the only time they will go into study plan. They want to know what your study plans are. And your study plans are, I would simply not want to start delving into 4 credits, 3 credits, because that is not what they're looking for. They want to know your plan at the end of your program. When you start talking about how many credits you're going, they don't need all those. Those are things that the registrar has to deal with. Your school has to deal with. So people should be very careful. These are nuanced mistakes that people make. They ask you study plan, you start talking about 6 credits. Please don't go there. Talk about your long-term goals. And usually, I always encourage people when I start interview, I say, why did you choose this course? And I try to make sure that you factor everything in your first response to that question, so that you talk about your history past, which is how you started this program, how you got connected to this program, your history present, which means what you're doing currently. How does what you're doing currently connect with your start of this program? And then your study plan, as well as your future long-term goal, which is what you intend to do. I try to encourage people to talk about it in a way that you will block this question. When you talk about it in that sense, your VO will not go into asking you what is your study plan, what is your long-term goal, or what do you plan to do at the end of your return, because you've already established that case. You've already cleared with that. So this is my method of encouraging people to respond to that question. I don't know if this is clear with you. The reason why I'm saying it is I've had a consistent success rate with people going for visas, including today. 2 people got today. People going for visa interviews, and they are asked this question, and this is the way they responded it. I have 2 people who came into the US today who were asked the same question. This guy came back and screamed, woke me up in the morning, said, I just got my visa. Everything you asked me was the same way you asked me. That's the same way I was asked. I'm not saying it. I can wake some of them up to talk to you. I have 2 people who got visa today. And this is the same way. I sent the video, I sent the voice message into the group. And one is also here today. He just arrived. And the other one also, I don't know if he has arrived already. So I'm just encouraging